The video that I had planned to release today on May 27th needs a couple more days of editing. So instead of working on it, I went out and played today. But I did record 2 other videos. One of them will be released tomorrow, May 28th. The other one will be released next Thursday. This is nice because this gives me more time to work on this video edit. So, see you in the video. For people who have been wondering about water in the desert, this is one of the many places where there's water. This is a bird sanctuary, and during the spring this entire place is just filled with birds and tourists. It's not as full as it usually is. This is the original road I'm walking on, but it's not uncommon that the water will go way up there. And so that you know, that's Copa Hot Springs, and the town of Copa is on the other side of the mountains. This water is brackish. It is drinkable, but doesn't taste really good. Over there is the Amargosa Borax Works, and there's a spring which feeds these ponds that is exposed and covered by bushes. And it's not uncommon that you'll find somebody stuck in those in the bushes because they drove into the spring. So this is one of many watering places in the desert. And I don't know if you can see it way out there in the distance. Those are semi-trucks for the 127. I'll go ahead and get pictures of these birds, and I'm going to head to the next spot. So this is another one of those springs. This one happens to be a wild hot springs. So Copa Hot Springs is over there right now. Now there's several wild hot springs in this area. This was actually one of the nicer ones because of it's cemented. And it's kept pretty clean. The source of the water is coming from over there on the other side of this little sand dune. This is very popular, especially in the wintertime. In the summertime, not so often, but you still come across people that are still here. In the winter, you gotta be used to it because you do get nudists out here. But there's the Copa Hot Springs. That used to be free. And back in the early 2000s, you just had a little box, pay as you deemed fit. And most people did pay a little bit, but not many did. They actually had a tub in there that was so hot that we used to make bets on who could stay in it the longest. This one right here is not that bad. So let me go ahead and continue on. I'm heading over here to this mountain range, and there's another spring I want to show you. See you there. The other wild hot springs, I don't know if you can see the small palm tree out there and where the green is. There's another spring there. Palm tree. Ugh. There's a hot springs. Then on the other side of that dirt mound, there's a willow tree where there's another spring, but that's underground still. And then where that tree is over there, that's another wild hot spring. And that's very hot. That's extremely hot. Those 2 springs feed Copa Hot Springs. I couldn't really tell you that. That's the hot spring I was just at. There was somebody there, as you could tell. And I was trying to film as quickly as possible because, like I mentioned about the nudists, I happened to be 2 80-year-olds wearing only birthday suits. So I figured I'll film as fast as possible and get the heck out of there and let them continue doing whatever they were doing. The next mountain range I'm heading to is called the Kingstons. You got the mountain range in front of me, which is the No Paws. The Kingstons is the large mountain range behind the one that's in front. And that's where we're heading today. And with that, let me get going. There's another vehicle just pulled up. And I don't know if they're coming down this road. But let me get going. This is one of my other favorite springs, or it used to be. What happened was in November of 2020, cows, which you can see there's a little calf there, they broke into the spring and trampled everything. So BLM and the rancher reinforced the fencing, and before the cows didn't have a water trough. The water would just flow down the stream. Unfortunately, about the time it hit that tree over there, the ground absorbed it, and it was just getting nasty. So they put in this nice water tub for the cows. And the reason why I said that this used to be one of my favorites was it was a good place for people like me who harvested wild edibles. There was, there we go. So, there was, well, yeah. There used to be watercress. There's good dandelion around here, wild mint, wild onion. It was a smorgasbord. That's why the cows wanted in, because the water, which is a little bit further up, I'll take you to, is very sweet. Along with all the food, so I love this place. This, what I call the blue bathtub, was built in the 1930s by the CCC, or the Civil Construction Corps, during the Depression. The other change that they did was it ran naturally through here. And you can see a little pool right there. But this used to be a flowing stream. Now it's just a soggy mess. I know why they're doing it. They're trying to keep a repeat of the cattle coming in and destroying the place. Hard to believe that I'm in the middle of the desert. This mountain range, there's a lot of springs. Further up the road is a place called Beck Springs. And that's on private property, though. This stuff, making it hard for me to, I suffer allergies. It's clogging me up. I knew I was taking you here, so I took a Claritin, but it's not helping. So excuse me if I clear my throat quite a bit. Excuse me. Wow. There it is. All right. Last time I was here, there were some angry bees around the spring. There we go. Look at that. It's nice and clear. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. You can actually see the bottom. Like I said, it's good water. Oh, poor little bat. He's been dead for a while. Ants are already after him. Excuse me. Wow. I hate those things. Foot fell right in the mud. So that's it on my tour of springs. There's many more, and there's quite a few that I still harvest from every year. This one I don't anymore. Which is kind of sad. But I still like to come up here during the springtime and watch the birds. Unlike the first place I took you to, the bird sanctuary, not many people come up here. So you have the birds to yourself. Now look how rugged that mountain range is. There is something else that's kind of neat. That the main pass, you can't really see it from here. There's amethyst. Very beautiful amethyst. It is a rockhound's delight up here. A lot of neat minerals. See if the little cow's here. He looked like he might have been a little bit hot. And he kept sipping water and he's hanging out in the shade. Yeah, he's still there. Wonder where the rest of his herd is. They're probably a little bit higher up because he's still young. You okay there, Chief? He doesn't look like he's in stress. Yeah, if I run across the rancher on the way to my next stop, I'll let him know where little calf is. And he's old enough to be away from Mama, but not old enough to be away from the herd. I hope you enjoyed this quick little tour of some desert springs. And if you ever get out, explore, have fun. Most of all, be safe. A little update for you. The calf that was at the spring, I did happen across the rancher. He was with the main part of the herd on the other side of the mountain. And he thought he might have lost that calf. So I told him which spring it was located at, and he already had his truck and his trailer, and off he went to go get it.